the darkest time in our entire company history.
Guys, we f***ed up. What?
Welcome to the making of Waste Me Not, a campaign that actually was never really meant to be. And what do I mean by that? Over the past year, KraveBeauty discovered that we created a lot of this hidden waste that no one really talks about. And instead of just throwing out the hidden waste, pretending it didn't exist, we decided to do something about it.
Guys, we f***ed up. What? Our production went wrong.
The matcha?
Yes. So this is what we approved, and this is the recent
This is
production.
not the matcha that I know.
Different.
It's very different, right?
Is there any way that we can salvage this formula?
We could ask to see if they can rework it, put it back into the kettle, but it will be difficult and there will be a lot of negotiation needed.
Is there any way that we can use this bulk and remake it into a body wash instead?
Is this going to be a permanent product?
Most likely not. This will be a limited edition because we are reworking a bulk.
So matcha and body wash was a product that was never meant to be. We created this with our own waste from the production batch that went wrong from the matcha hemp hydrating cleanser. Now, early this year, we tried renovating one of our best sellers, matcha hemp hydrating cleanser, to make it more biodegradable, more hydrating, and just silkier and just better in general. And it's best practice to run a pilot production with any new type of formula. So after going through multiple different pilot productions, we liked it, we approved the final pilot production, and we gave a green light to go into the mass production, which went massively wrong, like 10 bathtubs worth of products wrong. So we either had to throw the entire bulk away or do something about it. So what we did was we took the entire bulk, made it a little bit more like a body wash, and have it packaged in this new unintentional and accidental limited edition called Matcha Hemp Body Wash.
So after we had the formula decided for the body wash, we had to look at what packaging options were available. We were considering some more traditional ones, such as a PET bottle, but we also were considering more creative options like the refill pouch. We were weighing pros and cons of each, especially from a sustainability perspective, and which one would align with our sustainability goals of having our packaging use recycled materials, use less materials, and be recyclable. Even though the pouch isn't recyclable, we mostly chose to go this direction because in all other life cycle stages, so that includes manufacturing, transportation, product, it has a lower footprint than the PET bottle. We do want to encourage our customers to reuse it in any way that would work for them.
So when we were imagining Makeup Rewind, it was really important for us to have that unique, one-of-a-kind, jiggly jelly texture that married the best of both worlds of a cleansing oil, cleansing balm. And this is the batch from the lab that we approved, which is a very solid jam pudding-like texture. However, when we scaled that into a mass production, we actually ran a test production, and this is the outcome of that pilot production. And it's completely different from what we have approved, which is why we had to reject this batch completely. So we had to run multiple different test runs by increasing the thickener or by tweaking the manufacturing process. And finally, we landed on the very final product that you are familiar with. So that was a nightmare for sure.
It's like water, literally.
When Leah presented this problem to us, that we had all this excess inventory in bulk product, rejected cleanser, excess iterations of Makeup Rewind, we wanted to think of a campaign that was a problem, let's bring awareness to the problem, rather than a problem solution campaign.
Obviously, when you go into restaurants, if there's food left, you take away in a food takeaway kit, and inspired by that idea, I wanted to assemble all of our production leftovers and excess stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think we should definitely bring in like sustainability influencers too.
I would recommend some.
Yeah, they could help spread the word, and just every brand goes through this. It's not just a beauty industry problem. So working with them would be able to reach those other industries too.
It's more about how are we getting the message across rather than pushing product. And with that, we got to work. It was really crucial for us to spread the message that this hidden waste problem was really common in the industry. However, what was even weirder was that nobody was talking about it. But beyond just highlighting the issue was to show what we were doing about it internally. It wasn't a one and done that we were gonna have this campaign for a couple months and then completely forget about it, but it was something we were gonna continue to work on over the years and make sure that we as a brand remember it and that we were continuing to bring awareness to the issue. Thinking of ways, how can we make this more digestible for the customer to really understand such a complex topic, but then also being able to relate it to something they do on a day-to-day basis. We wanted to present our leftovers as a way you would when you go to a restaurant. After you enjoy a really yummy meal at the restaurant, you want to take those leftovers home and enjoy it the next day. Obviously, they're not as perfect as when you received them at the restaurant the night before, but they're just as good. That's exactly how we wanted to present our leftovers to you.
And this is the to-go box for all the production leftovers or the waste that we created behind the scenes. And when influencers get their PR mailers, it's normally super extravagant, custom made, a lot of wasteful packaging for the mailer box itself. So we wanted to make it as low-key as possible, but also make waste or production leftovers as sexy as possible.
Okay, so we had this awesome idea how we were gonna digitally take this campaign to our consumers and also how we were gonna amplify it with our influencers. But I just knew we couldn't stop there. How can we make this bigger? How can more people see this? How can we do something in person that'll spark more interest? And that's exactly how our first ever pop-up came to be. Welcome, Waste Me Not in Real Life. This being our first ever pop-up, this project definitely took the most time and coordination from everyone on the team. Not just marketing, but operations, product development. Leah, everyone was involved to planning this pop-up. I envisioned people being able to walk into this pop-up, pick up a shopping basket, shop KraveBeauty products, all while exploring the Waste Me Not campaign in real life. Across all the walls, we storytelled the campaign from start to finish, while also including all the iterations of the products that we talked about. Paracycle is an organization that's mission is to eliminate the idea of waste. One way they're doing so is by partnering with brands to create free recycling programs. So that's why we're encouraging you to bring your skincare empties for us to recycle. For every one person that attends, we will be donating 20 meals to FarmLink. FarmLink is an organization that connects unsold food from American farms to communities in need across the country. There's so much hidden waste that happens behind the scenes, from pilot samples, returned goods, and so much more. Don't get me wrong, all cannot be prevented due to the nature of the production process and business needs in general, but what truly matters are what brands decide to do with their own hidden waste. Together, we can make a difference that won't go to waste.